Hello everybody, Joel Logan with the Hole in the Ground Terrain here again. I wanted to do a little short video for you to watch about some quick, easy to make statues to use for your tabletop gaming. Requires two things: Hurst Arts Mold 71, which you should see on the screen behind me. I believe it's called Fieldstone Accessories Mold. In my opinion, this is one of probably the most overlooked Hurst Arts molds out there. I love it. There's all sorts of pieces in here I use constantly. But I'm going to show you in a little short video here in a minute the pieces you need. You'll need to cast this, I believe, 8 times to get all the pieces you need. But I'm going to show you the things you need. You need several pieces from this mold and just simply an old miniature that would look great as a statue. And hope to show this to you in the next few minutes, so stay tuned for the rest of the video. And if you like it, please subscribe and leave us some comments. Thank you. God bless. Hello everybody. I want to give you a quick hands-on tutorial on how to make some of the statues I'm telling you about. There's going to be 3 pieces out of mold 71 you need. There's this piece here, this round piece here, and the smaller piece. Now this last piece is optional. If you want to build one of the smaller statues, you'll need to cast this 4 times. And let's look at how to put one of these together. Alright, so like I said, you need this small piece here, and we're not going to glue it. I've got some that are pre-glued, but let's look at what these would look like if we put 4 of them together. Now sometimes, of course, you know you've got to use a file on these. I've got several files here. I usually like to file these down, get them pretty smooth before I actually glue it together. But the first part's going to look like this. And this is going to be the top that you're going to glue the statue to. Now here's one glued together right here. You can see what it looks like from behind. But put together, this already gives you 2 layers here to put it on. Okay, so you glue the first one together. Remember, it takes 4 of those, so that's 4 castings at a minimum. Now the next layer, push this to the side, we need 4 of these. So let's look at what 4 of those look like put together. If you place them together, of course, everything you know is making a circle here. You're going to get a piece that looks like this. I've already got one glued together. So, put together, you would run a thin line of glue around the outside here or there, however you prefer. You're going to set it on top there. And if you wanted to stop at this point here, you could have a pretty decent statue. Now, of course, you know I like to play, excuse me, Lord of the Rings strategy game. So a lot of people have some of these miniatures sitting around. I took a Man of Numenor, I think is what they're calling it these days. And you can see glued together here. And is simply a miniature glued to the top. Now with some of them, I'll work a little bit on the feet of the miniature where I can glue them flat. So you might have to do a little bit of work there. But this is simply everything spray painted black, dry brush dark gray, and then a light gray color. Seal it and you're ready to go. So you may be happy with statues of this size. And of course these would look great put on your table. And it doesn't have to be Lord of the Rings. It can be Warhammer Fantasy, Warhammer 40K. I think everybody's got a box of miniatures sitting around that you know you'll never paint. Let me show you a few other miniatures I made, and then I'll show you how to make a grandiose one that's even larger. These are some other miniatures I've had sitting around. These are some Legend of the Five Rings miniatures from years ago. But you can see same size, similar paint schemes. Now you could go more on detail, but these are some different ones. Of course, another Manna Numenor. But you could imagine if you're trying just to pump out some terrain for a game, you can make a lot of these very quickly. Now, one thing I came up with is a third layer to what we have here. Alright, so we've got 2 layers, but 3 levels. Playing around not too long ago, I discovered that, you know, it wouldn't be that hard to use another piece that's in that mold to make yet another layer. And we're looking at this piece right here. Like I said, it's going to take 8 of these, so that means 8 casting. So, there's one of these per casting. Set it out here where you can see it a little better. So if you put 8 of these together, it's going to form even a larger circle. Let's see if I can come up with 8 here. That's 3, 4, 5. Let me back out a little bit so you can see it. 6, 7, 8. Now, of course, you would need to glue these together. Sometimes you have to play with it a little bit. Now, assuming all these are glued together, same principle here, just a little bit of glue on the outside there. Let's put all this together here. And this gives you even a larger stand. So you can see in comparison to this guy how much bigger it is. Now this is an old miniature I cast from a long time ago. Probably make a great little statue though. You can see a good, puts another little rung on there, makes it a little bigger. Like I said, if you want to make one this size, it's going to take 8 castings. I've got one I did not too long ago. Tried to do a good bit of dry brush, you know. I think this is an older Reaper miniature I had from years ago. Just never got around to painting. As you can see, it makes a great little statue here. And of course, you know, any miniature, if you're just dry brushing different levels of gray, you're going to be able to bring out so much detail. Same thing on these Herstarts blocks. And even if the blocks have a few little broken places, it just makes it look more like ruined terrain, like it's got some weathering. But you can see how easy this would be to put together. 4 to 8 castings in size. Of course, here's a little bit of comparison, depending on how grandiose. Any miniatures you got laying around, you can plop them on, a little dry brushing. Great terrain that's easy to make. Looks great on a tabletop if you're wargaming or whatever games you play. Anyway, hope you enjoy, and if you like the video, please leave us some comments and subscribe if you like. We want to keep making some videos, but we want to hear from you. Hope this video gets you inspired to make some terrain.